Most financial experts say one thing: study hard, work hard, pay your taxes, live below your means, save money, eat at home, pay your bills, live debt free and drive cheap cars. Now I'm sure this is not the way people want to live, but this is how people have been conditioned to become wealthy, just to save money, live below your means and drive shitty cars. Now today I'm going to teach you a way of how to become more wealthy by buying a Lamborghini. Now you will never find this way in school, I can guarantee you that, but what I'm going to be teaching you is how to become a lot richer by buying a Lamborghini. Does it make sense? I'll soon explain. Now the reason why a lot of people don't know how buying a Lamborghini can make them rich is because they're not financially literate. Yes, of course they've learned how to speak, read and write English in school, they're literate in that type of sense, but the majority of people are not what we call financially literate. Now what I'm going to be discussing is the financial statement. Now picture this little diagram right here. I'm going to use this to develop your financial literacy. The simple diagram can change the direction of your life. This is just a very simple way to visualize and understand income and expenses and assets and liabilities. The financial statement is a core of financial literacy. Now what the less wealthy people do is work for job security and a steady paycheck. However, the wealthy work for assets that produce cash flow. Now there are 6 words that are very important in financial literacy. They are income, expense, assets, liabilities, cash and flow. Now you can ask any successful entrepreneur on what are the 2 most important words and they will say cash flow. Now you may be thinking, why is cash flow the 2 most important words? Because cash and flow determine if something is an income, expense, an asset or a liability. For example, income is cash flowing in and expense is cash flowing out. Now the definition of an asset is it puts money in your pocket and a liability takes money out your pocket. So every month you may wonder, where does your money go? It all comes down to the cash flow of your money, whether it's flowing out on liabilities such as your house or your car, or is it going in towards assets. So assets and liabilities determine if someone is rich, poor or middle class. The difference is they focus on different areas of the financial statement. Now the way you determine if something is an asset or a liability, it is defined by the direction of the cash flow. Most people have money slipping through their fingers because they insist their house that they are living in or car is an asset, when really and truly this is just a liability. Because why? It's taking money out of your pocket. Now I'm going to teach you how by buying a Lamborghini can actually make you richer. Now in our company we have one rule for everyone that works here. In our company, if we want something we will get it. We make a promise that we can have anything we wanted, but rather than say we can't afford it, we work together to be able to afford anything that we want. But this is just on one condition. That condition is we have to first purchase an asset, and that asset would pay for the liability we wanted. In other words, we vowed that the liability would make us richer, not poorer. An example of this is by buying a Lamborghini. Now let's just say, for argument's sake, you have £50,000 in the bank account and a Lamborghini owner comes up to you and is selling his Lamborghini for £50,000. Now you can buy the Lamborghini with £50,000 straight cash, and there you go, you've got a flash new Lamborghini to stunt with and to show all of your friends who probably don't even really give a shit anyway, but that's a story for another day. But you've bought a Lamborghini in cash, you owe no money of it, it is yours. Now let's determine where the direction of the cash flow is going. What is the Lamborghini exactly doing for you? No, it's not fucking paying you anything, it's taking money out of your bank. So what is that? It's a liability, because you got to pay for the petrol, you got to pay for insurance, you got to pay for servicing. No matter what people say, cars are a liability. However, if we use our £50,000 a lot more wiser, this Lamborghini can make us richer. Now obviously keep in mind that the numbers have been rounded off and the steps have been simplified for the understanding of this video. Let's say you have £50,000 in cash in the bank. You could pay for the Lamborghini in cash, but the problem is you have the Lamborghini but no asset and no cash. The solution is to find an asset, use that £50,000 as a down payment on the asset, use debt plus the £50,000 to buy the asset and borrow £50,000 to buy the Lamborghini. The cash flow from the asset would make the monthly payments on the loan for the Lamborghini, and when the Lamborghini was paid off in a few years, you will own the Lamborghini and the asset plus the cash flow from the asset. You will receive income from the appreciation and the cash flow of the investment. So the step is to find an asset. Now, like I said guys, there's a lot of type of assets that we delve into our channel. The one thing that we haven't covered a lot is real estate or property. Now let's say for your Lamborghini, for you to buy a Lamborghini, you got to purchase an asset. So let's say we want to purchase a property. After 5 or 6 calls, you find a very good property deal. The deal is perfect. So a week later, you take out 2 loans, one for the Lamborghini and one for the property. The transaction looks like this. The revenue from your property goes into the income. The cash flow from the property was paying off the Lamborghini and the mortgage on the property. You have an asset making more money, paying less in taxes and driving the Lamborghini of your dreams. But what it comes down to guys is your asset being able to cover the payment of your liability. So for example, for argument's sake, let's say your mortgage on the property is £500 and your monthly payment on the Lamborghini is £500 as well. If you're charging £1,000 rent on your property, that £500 covers the mortgage, and that extra £500, that passive income that you receive from the asset, i.e. the property in this case, can pay for your Lamborghini payment. Now I know we're going to get a lot of smart asses and try to say, oh, but you don't own the Lamborghini, it's on finance. Let me ask you a question. Why do you think rich people don't buy cars? When I mean buy cars, I don't mean limited edition ones that appreciate. Majority of rich people lease and put cars on finance. Why is that? It's because why would you want to put your money in a depreciating asset? If you've got 50 grand, you can put that 50 grand into an asset that will make you money, rather than put that £50,000 into something like a car, for example, that is just going to depreciate over time. I would rather have 3-4 properties that provide me cash flow that most likely are going to appreciate in 5-10 years than own a car. Why would you want to own a car, guys? It's a depreciating asset. You're not going to make any money from it. That's the reason why the strategy that we suggest is, if you want to buy a Lamborghini, purchase the asset that will cover the loan payment that you take out on the Lamborghini. And by using your money in a very smart way, this allows you to have an asset, have cash flow, and also enjoy the luxuries of life. It's all about being smart with your money and not parking and putting your money into something that's not doing anything for you. Same example is like leaving money in the bank or leaving money in a liability. It's not doing anything for you. Put the money into something that's going to make your money work for you. Money wants to work for you. You don't want to work for money. That's the whole idea, is to get that passive income, and property is one of those things. If you know how to do it, you can receive very nice passive income. Now you also may be thinking, why would you be getting into debt to buy the asset? Now that's another topic for a whole nother video that I will dive in deep, but for now I am going to briefly cover what I mean by that. There are 2 types of debt in this world, good debt and bad debt, and it all comes down to is, what is the debt for? Going into debt for a car that you can't afford, for example, is an example of bad debt. Going into debt for an asset is what we call good debt. Now let me explain how this works. Just for argument's sake, we're going to use easy numbers for you guys to understand. Let's say a house was for sale for £75,000 and the seller was offering 90% financing. That basically means you only need to put a 10% down payment on the house. So it's 10% of 75,000, that's £7,500 down payment is only required. What you can do is put that on a credit card or take out a loan, i.e. get into debt for the down payment, and the property will be yours. You've purchased your first investment property with 100% OPM, which stands for other people's money. You have none of your own money in the investment, yet you own the property essentially. And at the end of every month, after all the expenses were paid, including the debt service and the management fees and the mortgage, let's say approximately the property puts £100 in passive income left over. The reason why it's an infinite return, guys, you didn't put any of your own money in the deal. Now obviously £100 may not be a lot of money to you guys at the moment, but the principle is the exact same to use with multi-million pound properties eventually if you do scale up, where you can take tens of thousands of pounds a month in passive income. And that's what I mean by how debt can be king. You hear a lot of rich people like Donald Trump and saying that they love debt. This is what they mean by it, how they love debt. Debt can be very inexpensive, guys, if you know how to use it and make money. Now, debt is obviously extremely expensive if to use debt to buy liabilities such as a pair of shoes with a credit card and make only minimum payments. That's another reason why the rich love getting richer. The rich focus on assets more than their income, and they use debt to acquire and grow those assets. Like I said, guys, we are releasing our full-fledged property course very soon. It will teach you everything you need to know about property investing and prepare you to start earning a passive income. And like I said, in some cases, there are deals that you can do without having to put any of your own money in. Sometimes this may not be the best way, but there are strategies out there where you can create property deals without putting any of your own money in. The course will entail everything you need to know, from the myths about investing into property, helping you plan out what your goals are in property, assembling your own Avengers, getting all your property team members in place, how to conduct your research, the principles of property investing, finding your property, diving deep, doing your due diligence, signing the agreements, doing all your checks, tying it all together, signing the agreement. The amount of content we're going to pack into it is going to be absolutely crazy, and we're going to be releasing it very soon. So please keep an eye out on all social media platforms. We will be announcing it soon. And a quick little tip as well, a lot of people think by flipping a house, i.e. buying low and selling high, is one of the only ways you can make money through property. I've mentioned it before, but like I said, we'll teach it properly in the course. Is a way of how you refinance your equity out of the property so you can take your money out of the property tax-free and still receive your monthly income. Anyway, guys, I really do hope you enjoyed the video. We have been lacking with videos on this channel. We are aiming for at least 10,000 subscribers this year. We are going to pump out as much as content as we possibly can. Hope to see you all guys soon. And remember, guys, knowledge is nothing unless applied. See you soon, guys.